Hey plugin shoppers, welcome to this quick video. Today we're going to talk about the Voxengo MSED plugin, which is free and frankly one of my favorite plugins ever. If you look at this screen up here, which we're going to be switching over to, you're going to see what we're comparing it against. Let's make that video switch happen. That's not the right one. There we are. So this right here is the Voxengo MSED. I'm guessing mid-side encoder decoder is the name. I'm not going to look it up. And what we're really comparing it against today is going to be the AVID Fairchild 670 emulation. Pretty sure it's AVID. Yeah, it's AVID, which I think comes with the Pro Tools subscription I have. And this one's from Waves called Center, which used to be my favorite plugin until I discovered these other guys. And to referee this guy, even though the MSED has its own little monitor here, we're going to use this guy for a fair comparison because not all these are made equal. Real quick, this is the chunk of the track that we'll be listening to, just this quick hook from chorus to the beginning of verse 2. Not mixed or mastered or anything like that yet. I still need to write the second verse. But you can already see that the this guy up here is firing off all crazy. Let's go to that guy. Yeah, there we are. So we have on our master bus here the 670, the Center, MSED, and then the M stereoscope from Melda Productions. By the way, their entire free suite is awesome. Eventually I'll do a video on it. Anywho, I'm going to show you what the MSED does and compare it against these two guys, which are not free. So you'll notice here it says mid gain, side gain, mid pan, side pan. First, let's focus on this side, and notice how it says inline. You can encode, decode. I'm not going to worry about that because you can kind of get everything you need from the inline version and messing with these. So what this does is it turns up the gain on your mid channel, and this turns up the gain on your side channel. When you're talking about mid-side processing, what mid means is the stuff that stays there when it's in mono, i.e. it's in both the left and right track. Whereas the side here is what is different to them. So it's kind of a different way of thinking about space, not left or right, but what is in the center and what isn't. So let's listen real quick. If I were to press play and drag down the side gain, we've effectively monoed it. You can see the straight line right here telling you that, hey, we're in mono. And this is doing the same thing. I'm going to take it back out. Yes. Now we're going to take out the mid. And now it should sound super weird, which is the idea, right? And you can tell even the Melda stereoscope is firing off all crazy. So sometimes I keep this on the master bus. I'm going to be honest with you. I mostly use the MSED on individual like buses and stuff and use the Fairchild on the master just because I need some compression on it. So I love how this thing fires off all weird, like it doesn't know what's going on. So let's take this back up. We can also do mid mute and side mute. Side mute. Mono. Unmuting. Can also mid mute. No mono. Now, for comparison's sake, let's look at the Fairchild 670, and I'm not going to mess with the threshold or compression stuff. It's not really been firing, so we're not really missing out on much. I'm just purely looking at the stereo mid-side encoder stuff on it. And this guy is straight center, much like this guy here, which is reading it because it's upstream of it. Taking it back. Going to get rid of the mono side. Okay, looks basically the same. Let's do that again over here. You can tell there's a bit more left and right, whereas this guy was a straight line. But the side only looks about the same. Actually, let's be even more fair. It's because this was hit mute and not just gain turned down, where this is all the way down. So yeah, if we do that, they're basically identical. Just had text come in. Yeah, they are exactly identical. So, when purely talking not about compression or anything like that, the Fairchild 670 and the MSED are exactly the same when it comes to turning up and down your mid-side stuff. Just realized I missed a step on the Fairchild 670. If you see here where it says left-right versus lat and vert, lateral and vertical, when it's left-right, the left channel is your your left channel, and your right channel is your right channel. When it's like this becomes the mid and this becomes the sides, and that's what's happening here. However, one thing that the MSED can do that the Fairchild can't is we can pan our mid and our sides. So if I'm taking it back to it, panning the mid, should notice that on the left it's basically exactly the same. Taking it to the other way. So what this means is, let's say you have a stereo instrument or something like that, and you want to move just the mid thing, but leave its presence on the sides alone. This is how you do that. And you could also mess with your side pan if you really wanted to. You can have fun with it. No such option over here. The MSED is the only plugin I have that does this way, and I love it. I just noticed, looking at the input on my recording device, that my left and right channel are swapped. So, sorry. Let's keep going. I will fix that in future ones. Let's look at the center from Waves instead now. And you'll notice that the center is upstream of MSED, so you'll be able to see what's happening here. So I'm going to take the sides all the way down. On both the MSED and the Melda stereoscope, it is basically the same. Cool. Taking it back up. Oh, if I can. Now, let's do the same with the center. Yeah, it's not this flat line anymore. It can't get rid of all of the center. And you might see where it says center versus sides and all that. Let's just take it to the sides just to be super fair and super balanced. So even though the mid channel is supposed to be turned off, it's still there. It's not a pure just side channels only. Taking it back to normal, like this guy. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, you can see it here and here, how this is very much concentrated to just the sides. Yeah, look at that there. It's messy, but it's not gone. So, my takeaway here, while you can mess with this low and high and punch stuff, you can do, you can get what you want way cleaner out of the MSED rather than the center. And while it says low, high, punch, and all that, and you can move that around, that's certainly kind of fun by all means. I'd rather just set this into 2 plugins and then EQ them separately. I mean, not 2 plugins, 2 tracks, and then EQ them separately to get what I want out of it. So as an inline encoder, decoder, yada yada, this has this guy beat by a mile, and it does the panning for the mid and sides. Going to live stream camera? Nope. Yeah, still figuring it out. So, yeah, big takeaway is for a free plugin, the Voxengo MSED spanks the paid competition. It offers things that the other plugins don't, and it at least keeps up with the AVID Fairchild 670, which I think is awesome. So, yeah, that's the big takeaway. Thanks to Melda Productions. Oh, that reminds me, while we have the stereoscope up, let's go back to that frame. No. I'll figure this out someday. This guy is cool. We're going to have that play again, and you can hear just left, right, mid, and side. It will solo them. So the difference to me is not nearly as extreme. When you hear the left, you're just hearing the left. When you hear the right, you're just hearing the right, mid. It's mono. Versus default. Yeah, it really opens right back up, right? All right, back to the no. Someday I'll figure it out. Let's go back to the cool one. So, yeah, MSED, look into it. It's a great plugin. I like it a lot. Thanks for watching. See ya.